Everyone, it's Laura from We Homeschooler, and today's video I'm going to show you how we plan to homeschool. My daughter has just a week and a half left of school, and then I think we're going to do like a week break, and then we're going to jump into it. So this is my idea of what we're going to do, and in June, July, August, so this summer, we're going to take it easy. I told her I just want her to do math, reading, and writing, and then we can do whatever else she wants. So child-led learning. And then in the fall, well, I just sent in the application and deposit. I had hoped to do 1 or 2 days with the local self-led learning school, I guess you call it. They don't call it a school. I don't know what to call it. It cooperates with homeschool parents. So she will now be in that 3 days a week, and then we'll probably do math. And then I think I'll do probably like an hour of homeschool a day the other 4 days, and then like field trips and hands-on activities of things she wants to explore and learn. So a couple of weeks ago, I sat her down and I made a list of things that she wanted to do. Of course, I guided her in these things. So in the morning, breakfast together, which is one of my favorite things we always did that I miss because her current school, she has to be at school at 8 a.m. and it's a 25-minute drive, so she eats breakfast in the car. So I have to get everything ready in the morning. It's a very chaotic morning. So I'm looking forward to slower mornings where we cook breakfast together, which is something that we've always done since she was 2 years old. Is cook together. She wanted to do a morning song, so we'll have to figure that out. Some yoga. And then we're going to do math, language arts, history. She needs to do 4 chores a day. And then we may create a chore chart to make money for any additional chores she does. Lunch, clean up, 1 hour on her iPad, and 30 minutes of quiet time. The biggest thing I think we came up with for the summer was building a playhouse. I grew up, my dad built our house, like garden, so I grew up in a very hands-on family. I know how to build, and I thought it would be an interesting thing for her. And at her new, I'm gonna call it her school, at her new school next year, they actually have a workshop. So in the younger kids group, they have a workshop. And then for older kids, they have a more advanced workshop with power tools and everything. A facilitator has to be there at all times, one-on-one basis for that. So I thought it'd be a good idea for her to learn how to build, and what better way to learn math than building she's calling it a secret clubhouse. So I bought some plans off of Etsy. Very cool. It gives you the materials list and step-by-step guides, like 40 pages, how to build it. In preparation for that, I got her the cutest little tool bag, and I will link everything below. Most of this is from Amazon, and it helps my channel out. It won't cost you anything extra. She's already been using this and is excited to get started with that, and I was like, I need you to realize this may take us 1 year. I was like, I'm not even sure. We need to recruit dad into it as well. I've already hired our landscaper. Hopefully, we've been getting too much rain, but next week they're going to do a rock bed for us to build it on. Let's go into math, which is, I love math. I was always good at math at natural, so I think she is too. She does pretty well at math. She's been in Montessori school for 3.5 years. So she has a very hands-on math learning. And then this is called Math with Confidence. And it's basically workbooks. And it's probably 10 to 20 minutes. And then the Friday is usually a game. So the 5th day, and they said that's optional. And then it comes with the instructor's guide, which there's a list of things I need to order, small things. So I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to help her. And then something she's been doing on her iPad for a long time now, maybe like 5 months. It's called Synthesis, and it's a math app, and she loves it. One day she played on this for an hour, and it's multiplication, division, So this is a really good flashcard friendly. You can take like a hammer and break things to show fractions. So it's a different way and fun way of learning math. So that's another option, especially if we're like on the road and traveling. She can do like 30 minutes of her math app. I recently got some beautiful new measuring cups from Williams-Sonoma. So, because the ones I had were so old, the fractions were rubbing off. And she's really good at baking. She loves it. We baked her entire life together. She has an apron, she's got tools. So baking is a wonderful way to learn math as well, especially with the fractions, and she's really starting to understand that. Speaking of baking, something that I really love, I'm not religious, but Charlotte Mason has something called Tea Time, and I absolutely love it. I don't think it's something I'll be doing every day, but basically around 3 o'clock, you make some tea, make some lemonade, and you bring out like a nice sweet treat and snacks for kids, and let them have tea and spend whatever their attention span is, 10 minutes, reading things like poetry or history, or if you're religious, the Bible, things like that. So I definitely will be incorporating tea time into our homeschool and really just life. I think it's so amazing. Speaking of Charlotte Mason, I think they call it living history. They were like, the best way to teach history is through like a fictional character experiencing that thing. And I was like, oh, brilliant. So brilliant. Like, when I read a book that's fictional and I connect with the character so much, like I want to go visit that place. Like the Bridgertons. I want to like go to England and be all up in the Bridgerton world. And I was like, that is such a good idea. Like, let's teach history through fiction. I've always wanted to go to Plymouth, Massachusetts. I've never gone. My dad was a huge history buff, and I grew up in Maryland, so I grew up going to Williamsburg and all the places around here, Gettysburg, and learning about history like at the place. But for some reason, we never went to Plymouth. It's like, Landon, let's learn about the Pilgrims and then go up and visit Plymouth. So I got this book called Girls Survive, Constance and the Dangerous Crossing, and it got too scary for her. She's afraid of Disney movies sometimes. She's very imaginative, and so she was afraid of this. She was into it at first. So I thought this is a non-fiction companion to things. Oh, I didn't realize it was a companion, so maybe I need to buy the other one. She likes these magic treehouse books, and I saw this about, yeah, it looks like I need to buy the other one. I don't know if the Pilgrim thing's going to happen this summer because she's not as into it. Something she is very into, though, is the Lost Colony of Roanoke down in North Carolina. We listened to a kid's podcast on it about mysteries and things, who, what, when, or something with Carly Q. She got so into it, and I grew up going down there, and I actually saw that play down there in Roanoke. So I think that's what we will be doing this summer as far as covering something in history. And then I think this is also Charlotte Mason. I got off of Amazon. I love this. So as they learn something about history, it's a timeline notebook. It's called the Book of Centuries. So it has some things written up here like Viking Age. And we are going to be going on a cruise to the Norwegian fjords next summer. And I've started talking to her about that, and we go out of England, so we've talked about Stonehenge. Oh, so here's Stonehenge. So she wrote Stonehenge in there. So as you learn about things in history, you write it in the timeline, and it should help them to kind of understand it a little bit better. So I really loved this for history and the fiction. I got this at Staples for her writing. So something that she's been doing on her own, she loves Dogman comics, and she's been copying books. So at night, she'll copy Dogman comics, and then we were reading a book, and as I was reading it, she was copying the words down. So she's doing writing on her own just because she's interested in it. She's still fighting me a little bit on sounding out words and reading for me, but she can read. She just is a perfectionist, doesn't want to do it. So I told her, read whenever you're ready. So we're going to do kind of dots with her name in print in cursive, and then do like today is and write what date, the weather, and she loves checking things off in checklists. So I'm gonna do like boxes each day for her 4 chores per day. So that's gonna be some of the writing, and then of course she does the writing, and then a lot of the homeschooler moms I read said just reading to them. She has an insane vocabulary because we do read a lot, but just reading to them, she's going to learn that way as well. We live near this amazing place called Longwood Gardens. We're like 8 minutes away. We're very lucky, and it is one of my favorite places to go to. And they expanded and have this whole learning center, and they started doing family classes. But before that, I found out about nature journaling, I think through Charlotte Mason too, maybe, I'm not sure. So I got her a nature journal off of Amazon, and I love this, just blank pages. And this thing is so incredible. It is a pencil wrap, colored pencil with a sharpener. And then it goes around their waist and has a little snap. So she can wear it around her waist out in nature and color. We took a class at Longwood on kokedamas. We made a kokedama, which is like a Japanese form of plant or something. And then we took a nature journaling class, and it was so amazing. There's a short on my channel about it. We learned what nature journaling is. We went out and we did a word cloud, and we learned about different types of poems, and then we wrote a poem in here, and we had dried flowers and had such a fantastic time. So we love nature journaling, and I think we'll do more hikes this summer and do more nature journaling, especially at Longwood Gardens. And I got her stickers for that too. So stickers, flowers, poems, writing, super artsy fartsy. And speaking of artsy fartsy, she's an only child. She's got an art table in her room and an art table in the basement, which is like a yes space. It's like a 80s crappy basement. She loves doing art, and that's probably one of her favorite things. So whenever she's not at school, we do art pretty much every day. Oh, this is fun. So she has an interest in business, and one of my goals when she's maybe in a couple years when she's older, is to start a real estate investment company. Maybe do rentals would be my goal, and I've talked to her about it, and she is so excited to buy and do rentals of houses. So we have to save for that. So I've been talking to her about business, and when I was little, I used to make bracelets and sell them to the neighbors. So we have a lettuce grow, and we had all these extra herbs. So we went door to door and sold the extra herbs that we had grown. So she wanted to make she came up with this one, Landon's business book. And this was her herb business. And she made $4 profit. And we got to meet 2 new neighbors that we hadn't met, which is cool. So she's really interested in business, and some of the things that I've done my husband doesn't like this game, but I love it. It's Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I've read all of his books. I absolutely love him, which is why I want to do real estate. I used to do it. I want to do it again. So this is Cash Flow for Kids. And this is unbelievable. You need to get this no matter if your kid's interested in business. But just the vocabulary. She started understanding what income statements are and businesses and doodads and understanding cash flow. And through play, her vocabulary was insane in what financial accounting records are. Like something I never learned. I have an accounting degree until I was in college. So this is fantastic. And on top of this, one of my goals is to have her open up a bank account and just teach her basic financing like that. And I think in the Math with Confidence, there's a good amount of learning through money as well. She has a cash register, things like that. She's really into it. We have other games, but I want to get some more board games, especially like about math and geography. I think would be really good. Something that I really liked, it was I can't remember what book it was from, but it was I think it might have been Brave Learner. the Great Wall of Questions. I'm not going to set up a homeschool room. I do have an office that I'm going to set up with, I guess, resources that we can go to. My computer will be in there if we want to research stuff. And then I just love the Great Wall of Questions. So I need to get maybe a big whiteboard. And then that way, if she has any questions, I can be like, go upstairs, write it down. And then when we have time, we'll research it or find a book on it at the library, things like that. One of my favorite things that I'm excited to do is learn about other cultures and world schooling. I had this idea like we would take her private school money that we spent and I would take her to travel to see the things she was most interested in. And then now we're sending her to school or whatever it is. We're spending a good chunk of money on that. So I don't think we're going to be going to China to see the Great Wall of China if she's interested in that. We will probably go to North Carolina and see the Lost Colony. And that's the other thing, just a side note, like just to rediscover these things. One of my favorite things to do with my husband is to travel. I think it is the best thing for our relationship to discover and explore together and be outside so much. I love to have the gift to be able to do that with my daughter. I think it's just going to be so incredible. So world schooling, learning through travel, going on field trips, things like that. When we went on our spring break trip together, I had homeschooling in mind. At Animal Kingdom, they have the scavenger hunt from Up, the movie, and it's wilderness explorers, and they go around, they learn about different animals, different cultures, things like that, and they get a sticker or a badge in their book. And she's done it like 3 times that we've been at Animal Kingdom in the past couple years, and we're going in August, and she can't wait to do it again. Like, she wants to get all of the stickers all in one day. So I think that is a wonderful homeschooling thing at Disney. And the other one is at World Showcase. They have the Kid Cot where you stop and you learn about the different countries. We do that every time. She absolutely loves it. She talks to the people who are from that country. Those are wonderful learning opportunities. We fed and swam with stingrays at their private island, Castaway Cay. So she had a stingray little animal, so I brought that. I bought a book on stingrays. We watched a documentary on stingrays before. So after we finished, I was like, Phil, she learned more this week between Animal Kingdom and the stingrays probably than she did at a week of school. So that gave me a lot of confidence because I purposely was making sure that we're going to really grab the learning opportunities here, which really is a big part of travel. You're there to learn and discover. And we are going on a Disney cruise on the Disney Treasure to the Southern Caribbean this summer, and we're going to Tortola and St. Thomas. Started researching that in 2 months, and I think one of the best ways to explore is to bake their food. So before this summer, what I want to do is bake some of the local food from Tortola and St. Thomas, maybe watch some documentaries and learn about that. One thing that I love National Geographic books. Even like since she was a baby, I've had them. These are my favorite books. And I got this kind of just put up in the office as a homeschool reference. And as you can see, we've read half of it. Like at night, she wants to read. And it is fantastic. It talks about the different countries, different areas. It's a lot of stuff in here. So this is a wonderful resource if before you go to that country. We read the whole section on Norway and the Norwegian fjords, and there's a map, and she loves maps, and she's already started like copying these maps as well. So this is going to be a great resource. Oh, and I covered the Caribbean as well for our cruise coming up. Some small things. We live near Hers factory, the potato chip factory. So we're going to go to that this summer. So I thought one fun thing to do would be make homemade potato chips like the day or two before, and then go to the factory to see. She's into martial arts and swimming and gymnastics, so I feel like she's been doing that, and our schedule's so insane. So I'm excited to have more time to let her do that. I'm very proactive on play dates, someone with an only child. It's hard to find other moms who are stay-at-home moms, but I've joined Facebook groups, like the local homeschool groups, and they meet when Landon's in school. But I said this summer, we would love to meet up, and she is very sociable, and I think getting her out on play dates and out in nature every day, we definitely will be doing that. We are going to Cape May, one of our favorite places this summer, so I want to do whale watching, and we'll do a whole thing on whales, I'm sure, beforehand. She has been doing some Spanish in Montessori school, so I've been thinking that I might look into that. I've had some friends who do Spanish play dates, so they hire someone and they have a play date with other kids and they all just speak in Spanish and the person is Spanish. So that's something I may do. Let's see, how else do we plan on homeschooling Landon? You know, one of the things, her self-confidence took a hit this year. I think she struggled with learning. Like, it was a Montessori school, Montessori material, but the teachers were not Montessori, and some of the girls were not nice. So I want to build her confidence up. That is definitely something. I want her to always have curiosity and a joy of learning. Learning through play, learning through travel, child-led. Let her know when she gets it, she gets it. Like, there's no pressure. We can redo things if she's not getting it. Take a break, things like that. How cool is it? It's going to be like one-on-one tutoring. I would love to find a book club, especially once she really starts reading and becoming a more confident reader. I would love that. So that's how we plan on doing it this summer. I think the main things, like I said, are going to be math, reading, writing, and then all of these things are sort of things I have that, you know, she has an option to do. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the links below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.